Have you ever wondered about the true meaning of woman from a biblical perspective? Why was Eve created, and what does her story really teach us? Let's dive deep into this beautiful and powerful narrative, step by step. First, let's look at the meaning of the word woman. In Hebrew, the word is Isha, which is directly related to the word for man, Ish. When Adam first saw Eve, he exclaimed in Genesis 2:23, "This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, for she was taken out of man." This isn't about being secondary, it's about shared essence. The very word woman signifies unity, companionship, and complete equality in humanity and dignity. She was created from man, sharing his very nature, a perfect counterpart. So, why was Eve created? Before she existed, God looked at Adam in the beautiful Garden of Eden and said something profound in Genesis 2:18. "It is not good for the man to be alone. I will make a helper suitable for him." Adam had the entire creation, but he was missing a true partner, someone who could connect with his heart, mind, and spirit. Eve was created to be that partner. Now, let's talk about that word helper. The original Hebrew word is Ezer. This word doesn't mean servant or assistant. In fact, Ezer is used throughout the Old Testament to describe God himself as Israel's helper, powerful, life-saving source of strength and support. So, when God made woman as a helper, he was creating a strong, essential partner who would complement the man, sharing in life's purpose and joy. Eve's creation reveals God's beautiful design for relationship, unity, and love. Of course, we know the story doesn't end there. In Genesis chapter 3, we encounter what's known as the fall. A serpent, representing temptation and deceit, approached Eve. He twisted God's words and tempted her to eat from the one tree. God had forbidden the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. The serpent promised her that by eating it, she would become like God. Deceived by this lie, Eve ate the fruit, and then gave some to Adam, who was with her, and he also ate. In that moment, their innocence was lost. Their eyes were opened to their nakedness, and they felt shame for the first time. This act of disobedience brought sin, pain, and separation from God into the world. They were banished from the Garden of Eden. But here's the crucial part. Even in the midst of this brokenness, God's love and mercy shone through. After the fall, God spoke to Eve in Genesis 3:16. He said, "I will make your pains in childbearing very severe. With painful labor you will give birth to children. Your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you." For centuries, this verse has been misunderstood. But what does it mean for women today? It highlights the brokenness that entered human relationships because of sin, the struggle for control, and the pain that can exist. It's not a prescription for how things should be, but a description of the world after the fall. However, God didn't leave them without hope. Right there in the garden, he made the very first promise of a savior. In Genesis 3:15, he tells the serpent that the offspring of the woman would crush his head. This is the first glimpse of the gospel, a prophecy of Jesus who would one day come to defeat sin and death. And in an act of tender care, Genesis 3:21 tells us God himself made garments of skin for Adam and Eve and clothed them. He didn't abandon them in their shame. So, what do we learn from Eve's story? We learn that women are created with incredible purpose, strength, and dignity. We see that disobedience brings consequences, but God's love is greater than our failures and always provides a path to redemption. Eve isn't just a cautionary tale. She is the mother of all the living, a symbol of new beginnings, and a testament to God's unending mercy. Thank you so much for joining me today to explore this powerful story. If this video resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive. God bless.